Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. We are doing a sneak peek day one of our upcoming January release right now. And this video, I have to warn you, is a little bit cheesy and you might want a snack after watching it. All right, we're gonna jump right in. I'm sharing a brand new stamp set, glazing with you, and a standalone die set called the Circle Shape Card. Now, these aren't coordinating, but they coordinate. You could use either one of them by themselves, but they go really good together because there's a lot of punny sayings in the set that go with a donut or a bagel, like, I don't know what I would do without you. There's a whole lot to love about you. You're a sprinkled donut in a bagel world. So cute. And it goes with this die right here that makes a circle shaped card. Now this is great because you don't have to take your circle dies, put them on the edge of the paper anymore. This is going to do the work for you. And it's got coordinating dies that perfectly fit to turn this into a donut or a bagel or something else that I'm going to show you as the video goes along. There's also dies that you can create sprinkles in different sizes and even sesame seeds for your bagel. It's so cute. And there's two heart dies in there as well, so you can decorate this up and make the cutest little donuts ever. So let's take a look at the die itself. I wanted to show you how it fits perfectly on a 8.5-inch wide piece of paper. You can definitely get two of these cards out of a single sheet of cardstock, and you can see there it folds in half perfectly. So nice to have. All right, there's a standalone small circle die that you can use to cut out the center of your card if you want that opening there. There is this die right here that's going to die cut out like a frosting layer for you that has the hole out of the middle. I like to use this and leave the base of the card solid so I can put stuff on the inside. There's also a solid piece. I feel like this kind of looks like it could be a sugar cookie, but also we're going to use it again coming up in this video. Here you can see all the sprinkles. I die cut them with rip and stick sheets on the back so I can pick them up, stick them right down onto my donut, and there's the cute little hearts. Now let's get back to that stamp set, the glazing stamp set. It's got this really cool stamp in it that you can use to create that drizzle effect. Isn't that great? And here's the card all put together with the drizzle with a stamped sentiment on the inside and all those fun sprinkles. Speaking of sprinkles, we have the Sprinkles on My Donut stamp and coordinating die set, but there's something really cool about the die set. So here's the standalone stamp set. You can see it's got that combination of the nice typed font and the scripty words. I love that. It says, "You are the sprinkles on my donut." There's a coordinating die to die cut that out, but we did not waste the inside of that piece of metal when creating this die set. No, we created a die for you that cuts out all the sprinkles. You can use these for your shaker cards, for your donuts, however you want to do it. And I just love that we've utilized that open space and made something that you can use. So here's the sentiment stamped and die cut out. And I also wanted to show you all the sprinkles that come from die cutting this one single time. It's totally enough for a shaker card. And I am going to use it in a shaker so you can see exactly what that looks like. Stay tuned because we're moving on to this Every Pizza Me stamp and coordinating die. Again, we've got extra dies in there, kind of like a standalone die set inside of this coordinating die. So you can see you have a little heart-shaped pizza you can stamp and color, and there's a sentiment that says, "Every Pizza Me loves every pizza you." There's a die that cuts out the entire stamped image, but you see all these other hearts? That is for you to then recreate that pizza completely die cut. So you've got your crust, you've got your sauce, you've got your cheese layer, and then there's three little circles together. Those are the little pepperonis. Isn't that so super fun? So you can do a die cut pizza or you can do a stamped pizza, and then you have many possibilities. Here's that die that's going to die cut out the entire sentiment, and there's a bunch of dies up at the top there. See those 6 dies? Those are going to create pizza toppings. Now, what could we put these pizza toppings on? Maybe that circle-shaped card and turn it into a pizza. So let's take a look at all these things already made so you can see what they really look like. There is everything stamped out in that Every Pizza Me stamp set. And then we're going to die cut this out so you can see that as well. There's the little die cut pizza. It's been colored up. It looks all melty and ready to eat. And then we've got our Every Pizza Me Loves You sentiment. Okay, now side by side on the left, you can see the stamped image. On the right is the same die set, but the pizza has been completely die cut. Isn't that cool? Now, I did do some Copic coloring on my die cut pieces to give them some depth and interest, but I just love the look of the die cut pizza next to the stamped pizza. Okay, here are those pieces I was telling you about that make toppings for your pizza. Bell peppers, pepperonis, red onion, olives, mushrooms, or you could, play around with them and make them into whatever you like on your pizza. But there is the pizza shaped card. It is so much fun. Also, this sentiment can go right on the inside of this card, and it will fit a gift card. If you wanted to stick one in there with some glue dots, it'll fit inside this card perfectly. Here's a card I put together with that die cut pizza, and the sentiment just makes a really fun and cute Valentine's card, or anytime, really. All right, now we have our tiny donut dipper die set. This is a standalone die set, and you can see it's going to make some miniature donuts for you. Smaller than the shaped card for sure. These are about 1.5 inches around. So here you can see all the pieces die cut out. You've got your donut shape, your frosting shape. You even have this die cut drizzle to go over the top. I think it is super cute. And then we've got our sprinkles, and you can save those donut hole pieces that come out to create donut holes or cake pops or cake balls. I'm going to show you that too. All right, so here's all the sprinkles. You can see I backed it with rip and stick sheets so I could easily stick that down on top of my donut. And here's a couple for you already made. I did cut away the glaze that went over the opening, that little drizzle part. And here's a bunch of donut holes. You can see what they look like with their little drizzle on them, or with like melted chocolate coming down like it's a cake pop. All right, so here's a finished card for you that has those tiny donut dippers, and can you see I used the dies from the Every Pizza Me set and made a heart-shaped donut as well, and I used those heart die cuts from the circle card die set, and I used the sprinkles from Sprinkles on My Donut, that die cuts out all the sprinkles from the opening of the word die. Okay, next, let's move on to the tiny teacup die set. This is the cutest little teacup, and it is about the same size as the donut. You'll see in the card I made how they work so well together. You layer up these two pieces, which gives you that look like there's an opening in the die, a 3D effect. And then you've got all these pieces you can layer on, so it looks like there's tea in there with a tea bag. You've got that dainty scalloped edge and a couple lines that really give you a decorative touch to that cup. Now, before we look at a card with it, I wanted to show you this brand new stencil sprinkled border. It's a 6x6 stencil, but it's a layering stencil. It's going to create about a 1-inch border for you that you can use 6 different colors with. So you're going to stencil one line of it and shift the stencil to do the next line, and you can do 6 different colors. So let me just give you an idea of how this works really quick. So I'm going to do the top part of the stencil with spun sugar. And then once I have that inked, I can remove my paper, shift my stencil up, and stencil the second row on this stencil. Now you can see there are etched lines there that you can use to line up with what you've already stenciled, and that's going to help you really get this lined up well. But it is also a very forgiving stencil, so if you don't get it lined up perfectly and some of the little sprinkles touch each other, not a big deal. So there's my second layer with Kitsch Flamingo, and I will just keep shifting the stencil up and adding more colors as I go. And then I'll show you what this looks looks like, all finished up and ready to go on my card. You can see I did some fun pink, red, and brown sprinkles, and it works perfectly on this tiny teacup card with my tiny donut dipper. I've got my little donut holes and a sentiment from the glazing stamp set that I showed you at the beginning of the video. A really fun card. Okay, now let's get cheesy. This is the Grater Greatest stamp set and coordinating die set. You see you've got a little cheese grater there and the cheesiest things that you could think of. This is the start of something great. You are destined for greatness. You're the greatest. So many fun sayings and coordinating dies that not only cut out the cheese and the grater, but every single one of the sentiments in this 4x4 set. So you can use these and make a lot of different cards just with 2 images because there's so many different sentiments. There's no one greater than you. You're a great teacher. I love it. Here they are, stamped, colored, and die cut out, ready to go on a card. I just love their really cute little faces. Now, if you love this stamp set and you want more cheese, there's more cheese. Yeah, these little stamp sets in this tiny size are the free gift coming up in this new season. So this one's called My Cheddar Half. This is the very first stamp set that you can earn for free with its coordinating die, and this is with purchase. So if you purchase a certain amount in the Trinity Stamp Shop, this stamp and die set will be automatically added to your order. So check that out in the shop when this release goes live on January 4th, and you might get some extra cheese in your package. You can add it to that stamp set right there. And as that one runs out, we will add more and different cheesy stamp sets. Okay, let's move on to this very fun die set. Isn't this cool? The cheese grater looks so real, and I know that you're going to love this. So great die set. You're the greatest die set. All right, so here you can see what that die cut grater and piece of cheese look like. This is really easy to put together. The black part of the handle you will need to die cut too, and this little thing that looks like an exclamation point is actually the handle that hooks that together. I die cut the base from dark gray, the 2 grater pieces on top with light gray, and then my handle and my base from black, and then the piece that connects the handle, that is also from the dark gray. And I use 2 different shades of really light yellow cardstock for the cheese itself. Okay, let's move on to our cheesy stencil. The cheesy background 6x6 stencil. This is going to be a super easy thing for you to create a background that looks like a slice of cheese, right? It's got all those different size holes, and you can do this on a light piece of cardstock and add some darker ink like I've done right here. And I did choose to use this to make a card so you can see that as a background. I also think you could use it to create a background that has that bokeh effect. Okay, I'm going to leave you today with some cards by our fabulous designers, and I will be back again tomorrow to share sneak peek day 2 with you. And remember, this release goes live on January 4th, so make sure you check out the shop on that day. We're also going to have a hop for you on YouTube and on Instagram, a great way for you to get inspiration and ideas with this new release, but also a chance to win a gift card to the Trinity Stamp Shop. So make sure that you come back not only tomorrow, but also on the 4th for our big release. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you again very soon. Happy stamping! Bye!